And this is the time that I found out my boyfriend was gay. About a few years ago, I was at an event for work on a boat and having a great time. And my boyfriend at the time was asking me to come, out with him and his cousin because his cousin just graduated from college. So he picked me up from the event. We head to the club, and as we're at the club, I see someone that I know. And as I see someone that I know, they give me a hug, and it's a guy. And I'm like, hey, how are you? In the midst of me trying to introduce my boyfriend to him, my boyfriend already walked away. When I go and find him, I'm like, hey, I was trying to introduce you. He whispered in my ear, don't you ever embarrass me like that again. So we kind of got in an argument, and we just decided to leave. As he was tired and sleeping in the passenger seat, his phone goes off. And his phone goes off from a text message at 1 in the morning. But out of respect, I told him, your phone's going off at 1 in the morning. You should probably answer that. And he's like, babe, I have nothing to hide. Here's my passcode. Then I go in his phone with that password, and I'm looking in the text messages. I scroll all the way up, and I scroll up and I see a selfie. And I'm like, it's a black dude taking a selfie and send it to him. This is my ex-boyfriend. Hey man, I'm not gonna make it. I gotta feed my dogs and take them out. Maybe another time. I guess the guy wasn't cute to him because the minute he sent the selfie, he kind of stopped texting. They were talking in code, like can't meet up, blah, blah. I didn't know what was going on. Then when he said the cake, I'm like, well, cake is usually referred in two ways. Either you're eating cake or like cake. I went through all of his photos, all of his videos, all of his text messages, all of his DMs, all of his apps, deleted apps. I went through his block list on Instagram, his block list on Snapchat. His block list was all gay men. I went through his email, his video. He had some very suspect videos. He had a couple of pics in there that weren't his. It was too much. So all I knew what to do at that point though was to screenshot literally everything. So I called one of my gay friends and I was like, I'm gonna send you this pic. Don't be weirded out, but can you tell me what app this is? He's like, yeah. I sent it to him. He's like, oh, that's great. So then I'm sitting there and I get in bed and I'm just staring at him the whole time in such disgust, like, you piece of shit. Later on that day, he finds himself trying to break up with me. He literally starts texting me and he's like, hey, so, last night, that fight that we had, I just realized, like, you're not the girl for me. We gotta talk. No, like, we have to talk right now. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, look, I was gonna ease into this because I'm still processing it myself, but I found some weird in your phone and I need you to answer what it is. And I'm sending him everything that I saw. And then he calls me immediately and starts crying. I've just had thoughts, like it wasn't anything like that. Like I was just thinking about it, but I've never done anything like that. I love you. Not trying to give him an excuse. I mean, no, for sure. But it's probably really hard for him to come out. He's probably dealt with some crazy trauma. Do you feel like you might be gay? Like were you trying? No, I'm not gay. I've never done anything with a man. Just kept denying. I was like, I have to go to work. I can't do this right now. Like, we're just gonna talk another time. We ended up going to this event that following weekend. He knew I was going and he showed up. He's all in my face, holding my hand, kissing me on the cheek, trying to make it seem like we're still together in front of all of my friends and his friends. Long story short, fast forward, we just ended up like breaking up. I was like, you just gotta come out. I'm not doing this. You embarrass me. Like, I'm done.